So here we are, Jenny, again live, trying
Yay,
fiddling
we made it.
fiddling around the technology. It's 13 minutes past to find a tune not to crack over the internet. So our topic is still the same, that we are finding developing a communication model which can solve and resolve communication conflict across generations, in which you are a unique person and a matured personality which has been working and not only seeing child but also seeing grandchild. I was thinking about you today, and I thought a question came in my mind, that how Jenny can differentiate parenting child and parenting a grandchild.
Mhm.
How much change and what is the main difference which a grandparents really enjoying with their grandchildren? And because I saw grandparents more happy with the grandchildren rather than their own children.
Well, the responsibility isn't there. I mean, although I'm probably more protective of my
Mm-hmm.
grandchildren than I was
Mm-hmm.
of my children,
Mm-hmm.
because I knew, you know what I mean, that my
Mm-hmm.
grandchildren, maybe it's because I had so many children that I could see possibilities of them getting hurt ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was right on top of it always. In fact, my son said, "Mother, you overprotect." And I said, why even take the chance of that possibility? You
Mm.
know? So yeah, and you have more
So
fun
you
because there
see,
isn't
if you are seeing
fun.
psychologically, if I'm seeing it psychologically, with the psychological point of view, then
Uh-huh.
with your children, you are very permissive. You are allowing them to explore more, permissive more. And with your grandchildren, you are keeping an eye, helicopter view all the time.
Yes. You don't want them to get hurt on your watch.
Yeah. So you see here the parenting style changing.
Oh, yes,
And what you
totally.
perceive that if you are changing this, the learning in the children is better with this helicopter view or that which you used with your children.
Well, I think when you have your grandchildren, you are more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
So you sit down and play longer and be more focused. Well, when you only have one in front of you, it's very easy to stay focused and guide them and play with them.
Mm-hmm.
When you have multiple children, you're moving in multiple directions. So it's not as focused is what I would say.
Mm-hmm. And our topic here is that we are inviting more people to come and join us, and they have a lot to say, like everyone. And the topic is that recognition of a pattern or recognition of a understanding that meditation may bring a lot of peace in me, in children, in parenting, and that will help the children long term in both the way, for the parents and for the children. You as a parent has been in this field, esoteric healing, meditation, or being psychic and sensing the subtle phenomena behind this. So this you will pass on unconsciously, maybe. Even if you don't want, the behavior will pass on unconsciously. That is a default behavior. That's what I was asking today with AI. The default behaviors, like that parents using unconsciously. They want or they don't want,
Yes.
but whatever they are, it's being transferred. Children are learning, they are also picking up the. So here the crux of the question arises, that in this scenario of conflicts, and conflicts might, I mean, it's natural to come anyway. Each parent has to face some conflicts. So, recognition that meditation can play a vital role into that. And what you will suggest, what you adopted for yourself to transfer meditation, and what you will suggest to the person who is not meditative and who has not tried, to the parents.
Right.
So
Well,
let's begin
what?
this topic from here, and we will see later.
Well, I think observation is the biggest thing, but I think there's many forms of teaching meditation. Like I took my kids, I was at a World Peace Conference and we did a sweat lodge, a Native American sweat lodge. And
Mm-hmm.
so I took my daughter in there and it was funny because they dig a big hole and they call them grandfather stones and they heat them up to really hot, I mean, till they're white. And they put them in, and then they mix up these herbs and they pour it over that. And you sit in there and it's overcoming heat. So that's one form of meditation because at one point I thought my skin was burning off. And then with my mind, I overcame that because I realized with our minds, we can overcome anything. And I actually tell my children, Native Americans, the way a medicine man becomes a medicine man is he gets bit by a poisonous snake and has to change the poison in his body and survive it. So, I mean, I know that's kind of getting deep, but that's the kind of things I told my kids, mind over matter. But I wrote down some things here about forms of meditation, and observation is one. I think whenever you go into a semi-altered state, so I always have my children do art, and I'm doing that with my grandchildren now, where they sit and they focus on one thing. And whenever you focus on one thing, it expands your energy field, especially if you add breath. And it connects you, and it's a form of meditation. When I compose and music, that's why I always have my children in music, is when you are focusing on playing music, and I close my eyes when I play, it also expands you. So there's so many forms of meditation. Even when I do my lectures and my kids are watching me, you semi go into an altered state because you're focused on one thing. So I think observation is the number one thing, as well as words. And I think when you teach your kids forms of meditation, it actually increases their vibration and it calms them. I know in Colorado, they actually are doing meditation with students in the morning, and they found that you know, their classes or everything that they do, their grades went up because if they started in the morning, they're more expanded, they absorb more, they can stay more focused. So that's just a few of the things. Because out of your peripheral vision, and that's the cool thing that I teach when I teach people how to see auras, is
Mm-hmm.
that when you stare, why? Did you say something, hun?
No, no, no. Just
Anyway,
echo coming.
oh,
It's okay.
when you stare at something, or when I would take my insurance classes and I'd have to look at a man that was talking from his intellectual mind, it would go right over my head because I couldn't absorb it. But if I I drew, and I taught my kids this, if I drew while he was talking, it would go into my subconscious mind. And then I wouldn't be seeing auras coming off everyone in the room because when you focus like that, you can see auras. And that's how I teach people how to see auras, is to focus on one spot and keep looking at it. And all of a sudden you can see the energy field coming off. I mean, there's multiple levels of that, but I've also taught my children that. And I ask my grandchildren, what color am I? See, and they'll tell me what color I am the day I go babysit them. So it's kind of fun, actually. Kind of make it a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. So what I got that in your style of teaching, like you used a rewarding model, like you are introducing something and the children are being rewarded as becoming extraordinary, and they are correspondent, so they can see, oh, we can do something extra which other person cannot do. That gives them a motivation to be unique
Mhm.
and special,
Absolutely.
unique, special, and this is one way of seeing the phenomena, like learning from you, whatever you just said, what came out, what I learned and listened, that in order to make meditation possible to children, you should not come with a authoritarian point of view, with a strict. Neither you can be in a permissive mode. When you are in a permissive mode, they don't like to take disciplines by their own. And when you are with stick, they might can take on a fear of survival. But this kind of things like making them spiritual or teaching them meditation also not work unless they will adopt to themselves. And children adopt to themselves only fun, nothing else. You cannot teach them anything. They learn only fun. They want only fun. So in and speciality, because they are developing a role, their roles are not developed, characters are not developed, ego is not developed. And in the development of ego to build self-confidence in an analytical way is to let them know what they have, which others don't have, speciality, and what they can do, to be unique, to make influence, to impact over the society. So in both ways, they find it as a tool to look extraordinary, to talk in this way. So a fun which is giving them an ornament to decorate ego to be special, unique. This is analytical way.
Mhm.
If we look from the tantric way, like Shakti, energy point of view, then in tantric way of meditation, one pointedness is the first and the last thing that anyway like to develop in meditation, to be at one point and keep on moving with that. That we call it
Mhm.
a focus. So if I am focusing, like suppose I am focusing over a book, so here my mind will expand if I am one pointed.
Right.
So I will get to know anything or less and less thing in the heart or more, but that will be only with the book. So if I'm one pointed, I will go in the depth and bring out the essence of the book. So one pointedness is moving from periphery to center, while analytical way is moving from center to periphery, expanding the analytical informations and conclusions. So when I am focus on this, and if it is analytic, it will give me more and more information about the book, all details about the book, and details will keep on expanding slowly. That is one way, expansion
Mhm.
mode. There is another way mode is going to the heart of the book, which will be one sentence or maybe 3 4 words. I mean, very concise, the essence of it. In that way, this one pointedness, in one way, it looks that you are having not more information, but going to the heart, it will give you expansion and the nourishment of energy.
Mhm.
Energy. And then you feel you are expanded. So this way, it looks like one pointed, you are going to a point which is becoming less and less information and more wisdom. Like essential information or essential wisdom. When you get it in this process, you get nourished because mind stops many processing and other faculties open of the mind. So what I am saying, one way this, and also we can be including this.
This way of teaching the meditation and keeping in mind that they will learn only fun. Anything else you do, they can do it and it won't work under pressure. Meditation doesn't work under pressure or in a
And
discipline.
what?
Under pressure or reinforcement
No.
or punishment, it won't work.
Yeah,
So creating
that's
an
right.
environment of fun and rewarding them as a special person, like an extra ability which can be correspondent. Really, they can do it, like seeing the aura. This is one of
Everybody
the
can.
proof that they are doing right. Otherwise, they don't have self-assessment process to measure them. Like if they are playing games, today level 1, tomorrow level 2, level 3, level 4, there are increments that motivates them to play. If we are teaching meditation to children, they don't have a measurement scale to see whether they are improving, not improving.
Mhm.
So we cannot bring, if you want to bring, we have to bring it in a all playful modes, all psychological tricks which video games use to make them addict
Mhm.
to win.
So when I was taking my college classes, it's really hard for me to read. I'm a little dyslexic. So and I told my children this, that I would say, I would have my question and I would open the book that I was supposed to read and the answer would be right there. So I did that a lot, but I still read it. So it went into my mind. I just didn't have to read the whole book and it made it simple. So we can use divination. And I was telling my children that you can use divination. Edgar Casey used to carry books and absorb the information. So I told him about Edgar Casey. I know I'm taking it out there quite a bit, but my idea is every little bit of information that we give them that stretches the box is good. And they can do the research after that.
I have a strategy for
But
strategy to teaching children,
okay.
turning their weakness into strength.
Yes.
So what I noticed that the children which are better in the subject, they are studying more and more that subject and less that in which they are weak.
Right.
If you want to change that. So if I applied the phenomena of reinforcement, it's working only where they are getting rewards in the, like somebody likes mathematics. So he's only solving mathematics. He's good at that, builds up the confidence. Yes, I know, I can explore, and gives them the insight. So each time they solve a right mathematical equation, a bulb is lightening of insight. And feeding them, yes, you are a great. So they like, same like in the game, same adrenal feed and self-confidence building up, and they are hopeful. If they can't go to the weak subjects, idea is you are stupid. You don't understand what you are reading. You are all the time bringing low marks, and the memories of demoralization on the bringing low if the parents are offensive or they are giving punishment. So all negative memories are there in which the child thinks that, oh, I have to work a lot because this is my weakest point. So more he works, more he gets in the confidence is losing. What to do? First thing, tell, like, if you want to resolve this conflict in parenting. First thing, tell the child not to read that which is weakest subject or weakest point. I'm just taking an example of teenagers in school, academy. So if the weakest subject is you must not study it more than 10 minutes. Yes.
That's good.
First thing, first law, make it a rule, don't study it more than 10 minutes, this subject. The child will relax. The burden of that psychological, the subject was becoming a psychological trauma. The memories are negative. That burden will fall off. Oh my God, I just have to read it only 10 minutes. Idea is interesting. To a child, 10 minutes, he can make it a fun. The fun type here is, tell the child, don't try to understand anything in the book. Second burden of mind is fully open and expansive, no tension. So the time burden, keep on unburdening the child and it will be expanded. Second is, you don't need to understand anything what you will study for 10 minutes of this subject. Then what? Third is, read as fast as possible. Increase the volume of information you can take in for 10 minutes. Whatsoever, you just make speed. Go with speed, maximum speed. And the fourth, which is most important, is do it every day.
That's great. I like that.
That you should do
that.
at the last. And I give a guarantee, any weak subject, if this strategy applied, it will become the best.
That's really good, Shri. I really like that. I'm gonna tell my kids that.
Yeah,
my grandkids.
I mean, this is just a experienced, applied, and well thought. Like my observation and its problem, and this is my solution to all the.
So, have you done this with your son?
Yeah.
Great.
So this is the only way. Another, I will talk later. This is one episode which is like, so this is a strategic, like my mind is not so hurtful like you have so much patience and this and time and the. So my mind is different kind of. I try to bring solutions like a engineer, bringing a gadget which can work for everyone. So this is how my mind works, to find a universal solution, creating a gadget which is useful and handy, and resolving an issue into the your part, which you were inducing environment, for inducing that environment to weak point, you can apply this strategy. So you can bring fun, you can bring other things, and they will start building up confidence through the weakest one. That will give them amazing confidence. Once they got this idea how to transform weakness into strength, that's it.
That's a whole journey, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we are doing whole life. That's how I'm teaching.
That's right.
That's why I'm working on this alchemy to bringing the model, but I need clients and so many different clients which are submitting themselves to transform to their best model.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually this is the assets. But it should be real data, not fake data, not like somebody entertained. Its person is really transformed and seeing its best version coming in, not only 1 day, 2 days, but giving it a time of 1 year or 6 months and 1 year, counting in months. The changes, the deep psychology.
Seeing the progression.
And seeing the progression, speed, like all these things. And then this is the model. I will have enough wisdom after that.
Oh, that's great.
But
I
I need
love
a
it.
real clients, not just entertaining data, real data, which I don't have so much.
Mhm.
So let's see. That's my alchemy version, which I would like to bring.
Maybe you should put it on the internet, like Facebook and stuff, that you're searching
This,
for that.
yeah, that this is one of the also a pulse of wisdom is one of the search. That is the
Yeah,
initiative.
absolutely.
I saw you and I took the initiative through you.
Great. Wow. So we're talking about meditation, but last night I was getting some things that I felt like I needed to share. Let me look here. I wrote it down. And whatever comes to me, I just I think that health in children has a lot to do with meditation too, because I think the meditation is a calming and it can bring energy through the body and increase the immune system. So not only can it affect the brain, it can affect the physiology of the child. Have you seen that at all, Shri?
My idea is that, like in the children, if we must teach them some physical disciplines, like
Yes.
one give them the freedom of free movements. We should teach them both. Both are needed. Some children are not doing free movements. Free movements is very much needed that you bring the child and say, express yourself without any grammar. And be purposefully, you should not be in grammar. So any kind of anarchism and frustration or anger that I must, because discipline and discipline and discipline on them from everywhere, from home to
Oh,
school
yeah.
to society. So if you allow them to, let's be playful, and we will dance, but not in a pattern. Free movement.
I have something I want to tell you. When my kids would get in fights, I would make them go out in the porch and scream. I said, I want all of you to go out in the porch and scream. So they go out in the porch and they start screaming, then they'd start laughing.
Yeah.
And then they forgot what they were mad about.
Anything that breaks the law.
Right.
Anything that breaks the law.
I'm good at that.
Begin with that. So one way we need to teach them, so get rid of these psychosomatic issues in the future. This is the beginning of psychosomatic issues. They will not have and they will not know what is this. If they can even express for a while, few minutes, without any pattern. And then also reinforcement process is needed to inculcate a discipline. Learning a physical discipline with grammar, grammatical movements. Both are needed. The grammatical movements, we have already developed many dances, like salsa to lambada to many dances. In India, we have very classically conditioned dances, like on the grammar. Full discipline is in South and in North and different cultures. Like one is Kathak, Bharatanatyam, like many perfectly designed. There's different kinds of dance and expressions of emotions.
Oh, yeah.
Each country has. So any of this, like yoga, in the discipline of yoga, hatha yoga, raja yoga, ashtanga, anything, any one discipline where a grammar is there. Judo, karate, kushti, wrestling, swimming, There is a coach there on the head to push them to go beyond their limit in a disciplined manner, not in a chaotic way, because that's body.
No, and that's good.
So when they go beyond their limit, they go in a disciplined manner. And that which is binding their fear or sense of demoralization or any psychotic drama or any psychodrama binding them, then allow them to free move. And in this, we will have amazing, intelligent children. Diseaseless, healthy, conscious, expanding awareness. So we are teaching them all together. So this is way my modules to bringing parenting models and teaching and learning. So that's how the whole thing is, like what models you are using in a way, making people conscious and bringing meditation with this fundamental grammar of teaching. It should be fun, it should be that. So the parent should be aware that behind a play, what is being transferred. Any interaction transfers some learning to both. If you are I'm interacting to you, I'm learning. You are also learning. You are changing, I'm also changing. If we keep on changing and keep on learning, we will never like to stop this episode.
That's true.
So if we will not take care of these two phenomena, we can fall back in vicious circle. I'm not talking about children, even the parents and grandparents also can try this strategy to balance themselves. They can try themselves. So to open to a new intelligence, if you have dementia or anything coming in old age, you must open to learn something new. So the neurons gets challenged and it starts to get a new connection. And any old memories coming, they will be wired again. So you are the memory loss or dementia issue, this kind of things is checked out by this strategy. And if you are afraid of death and going into paranoia and depression that I did whole life to everybody, now in my old age, nobody is for me, then the free expression will. And disciplined learning will give you, and it will work the same way it's working on the child psychology development.
You know, I tell my friends, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not living.
Yeah, because that's a different.
That's one of my affirmations.
You're a different kind of person, but in a general way, I'm talking. If you have worked on yourself and consciousness and awareness, lived your life and know all this, how things are happening in the back end, in other subtle bodies, yeah, you are more confident. And yes, you are remorseful if you have not enjoyed your life few hours. Why not? If you are conscious, you will ask the question, why I am like this? Why I am not blissful? The person on his spiritual path has only one problem. And the problem is why I was not blissful few hours. That's the real problem.
The hills and the valleys.
So, yeah, why I was not blissful few hours? Why I'm sad? The question is because for them, if the real spiritual person say bliss and the intelligence and the spark of creativity is a natural phenomenon. Anything else, unnatural. No, this is the paradigm shift. The path of spirituality and meditation is a paradigm shift. Like me, if I am not happy for a few hours, then I have a question, why not? What happened? Why? Why not? What is your problem?
Talk to yourself. Why? Why not?
What is your problem? Because we know that the natural expression of the soul and the consciousness is bliss. The first natural expression is bliss. Anything else later. peace and the devotion and the knowledge and the actions, everything later. First thing, person experiences bliss, the energy of peacefulness, bliss. Altogether, you say it ananda. Right? You don't have expression, you have a word. Any word you can say bliss or peace, whatever comes to you. Some people is looking only for peace. For them, peace is everything. So when they have peace, they are blissful. Some people need bliss. When they are blissful, they are peaceful. When they are not blissful, they are not peaceful. So it doesn't matter how we recognize the experience and express it. But this is the whole consciousness. This is how we recognize consciousness.
Well, and I think also with children, what affects it are like essential oils. I always had those going in my house, and the frequency from that and the smell actually has a calming effect. Music, if the kids were being rowdy, I'd put on some classical music or Enya, and it would just zen. And so there's many ways to create that.
Yeah,
calm.
this is the very way, like scientific way of thinking is that if we want to transfer something, we must bring it into a ritualistic form.
Mm-hmm.
So more it's like a lifestyle rituals, like you coming home, you wash your feet, you wash your face, you wash your hands, you put some towel, make them fresh, make a green tea. No, so this way also like a lifestyle form, we can bring it in a ritualistic way. Like when coming to house, when going from the house. So a conscious, meaningful rituals are useful, healthy. But it has to be not blind or something like this. It should be meaningful, purposeful, conscious, and healthy. And consciously chosen. Consciously chosen, not imposed, according to the nature of the child. So auditory, anesthetic, what is the nature? Like this music, that music, or not music, some video games, some other games, gardening. So if we don't force them, give them the choices, they find their own. Or if you can judge them and understand them and give them the first choice, they will like it. In that way, parenting becomes very trusting, that if you understand the child and you exactly know that he will like gardening or cooking or cleaning or painting, and you have all the 4 works to do from 4 children. So if you exactly know who will like what, you will give this job to the person, and person will have, there will be no issue of disobedience. Because disobedience is the main problem in parenting. Parents expect full obedience because they are full protective.
Options. It's all about options.
Yeah.
Even when I was young.
I'm saying that building trust and understanding. So if you are giving exact task according to the nature of the child will say, oh, mama understands me. And if you give them order, next time they will be ready to do, because according to their nature, job is synchronizing. So they are enjoying your order to do it. If they are not enjoying, they will be repulsive and resistive. So parenting is really a job to be all the time conscious, understanding, playing, learning, and executing, and understanding the fundamental laws of parenting. Like,
but don't you think that options are important?
Options?
I mean, like when I was younger, my mom would say, you can either do the dishes or go practice your piano. Well, guess what I went and did? There was no option there for me.
This is the parenting trick, where you already
that
know
was great. I go, are you kidding me? I'll go play the piano. I'll practice.
Yes. So you give them 2 commands, one according to their nature and one completely not according to them.
You know, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fun.
So this way parenting is really a lot of fun. And this episode is about like showing or giving or gifting the pearls of wisdom in a very relaxed manner, but very profound. This technique looks very simple, but applied, it has tremendous effect and unburdening to both generations. So these are small tricks, and we hope they will bring new ones next time, next Wednesday, this kind. So by the time I will say goodbye, I'm not like to initiate any new talk. Anything you'd like to sum up, say, Jenny? Out of your experience, one pearl of wisdom.
Well, I think the most important thing is they need to know that you love them first. No matter what, if they don't know that you love them unconditionally, and sometimes they will take out their aggression on the person they love because they know it's unconditional.
Mostly
So
it's
if a
mother.
parent, yeah. So if a parent, when the child's really attacking the parent, if the parent can observe that they are releasing anxiety or emotional, maybe they picked up something where they were at, or I mean, that could go deeper, but and not look at it that way and just go up and hug and love them and just say, you know, I love you. How can I help? That shifts it instead of going, don't act that way, you know, because I see that in the grocery store. Some of the way these parents treat these children in the grocery store and yelling at them, and it just hurts my heart. So, yeah. So it's important that we love them unconditionally. That's how I would leave it.
Yeah, love them, trust. The main issue is love and the trust. And all the strategies are to build that love and trust. In all the way, if we do, the effect will be the love, bond of love and trust will be more, and that's how we are following. Understanding nature, playing tricks, do this or this. And when children grows, they already notice, but the question is, until they are growing up, they should have understanding of love and trust. I agree, following. All technical support is to bring one thing. If that is there, there is no problem. I mean, all family therapy is what? When love and trust is missing, problem begins. Any issue of fight, conflict, basic is these two stars to. If they are completely missing, there will be no communication at all. If they are 50%, then 50% agreeing, 50% conflict.
And they need to know that there's boundaries too. I mean, that they kind of all go together. You love and trust, boundaries. I mean, and that I don't say that in a negative sense. I say that in what's acceptable in the world or what's acceptable. And that's where you put them out on the porch and let them scream, or you make them go outside and work in the garden. Okay, we need to go out in the garden because earth energy really balances them too. I go out every day and put my feet on the ground to ground myself and connect because the earth resonates a frequency that's amazing. So I never let my kids wear shoes outside. They always ran around barefoot because it's so healthy and played in the mud pies. Did your son do that where he made mud pies and had it all over his face? It's so fun.
Could be, I don't remember, but they must do it.
Why?
I don't remember.
Yeah, when you're it's fun.
So that is make them wild and disciplined together. That's our song. So see you next Wednesday.